What is going on, Rhymestyle here, and today I want to put together a post-Dragon Ball Xenoverse beta analysis type of thing for you guys. So for the past day, I got a chance to experience the Japanese open network test, which the whole goal of the test was to stress test the amount of people / traffic that would hit the game when the game first comes out. Of course, when the first game comes out, what you don't want to happen is everybody logs on, the game crashes, the game lags, and all that bad stuff, which is why they did this test. And as far as the actual game, the level of the game that they used, I'm almost positive that it was more of an alpha stage than a beta. A beta is basically like the game that you put out before the final product, and the alpha is like before the beta. And based on based on my experience playing it, I'm almost positive what I played was the alpha. So obviously, when the final game comes out, it's going to be a whole lot better in terms of everything that I saw and witnessed this past day. But what I want to give you more knowledge about in this video is kind of like the basic functionalities of the game, and kind of like this is everything you need to know before the game comes out. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. First things first, there are 5 races in the game. That is Saiyan, Human, Namekian, Mutant / Frieza, and Majin. So that's 5 races. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, just making sure I can count. That's 5 races. The reason why we have 5 races confirmed for sure, and I'm positive there will be no more races after that, is because during the beta, something I noticed was when I was buying items for my character, it shows you who or what race this item fits. So like if you buy a shirt, it said it'll fit Saiyan, Human, Namekian, Mutant, and Majin. Or someone would say it only fits Human and Saiyan, etc. So based on seeing that and seeing that there's no more slots open, I'm pretty much positive that this is all the races they're going to offer in the game. And of course, Frieza / Mutant, whatever you want to call it, or Arcosian, was officially confirmed this past week in the Show and Jump scans, which showed the Frieza race playable. And based on what I saw, I'm pretty positive that these are the 5 races that are going to be in the game. So now, that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is the mentor system, which I've already kind of talked about. When you start playing as a campaign, you choose a mentor who teaches you everything. And I saw a big question saying if you could switch. The answer is yes, you can switch. IGN actually got a chance to play around with it back at TGS this past weekend, and they stated that they first chose Goku as their mentor, and then they switched to Vegeta. And it's funny because when they switched, they said that there was a jealousy type of thing between switching from Goku to Vegeta. So it's like, I think when you choose a mentor and then switch around, you get that kind of hilarious factor to the game. Now, of course, I don't know exactly what's going to happen there, or if that was like all if that's supposed to be part of the game or what, but based on seeing that, we're going to get some kind of hilarious encounter when that happens in the future game. I mean, in the final version of the game. Of course, when I find out more, I'll let you guys know, but as of right now, you can change mentors if you want to, so you're not just stuck with the same person throughout the game. Now, let's talk about online mode. So, as you've seen in Toki City in my video this past weekend, when you enter the lobby, you see a bunch of other players across the world. You can walk up to these players and challenge them at any point, or you can add them to your team and then take on co-op missions, which is a lot of fun. So that's great. Like you can literally walk up to any person and be like, hey, fight me at PAX, bro, and they'll fight you at PAX. And that's kind of like how the online system is going to work in the final version of the game. Now, speaking of online, like I said, this past weekend, the whole idea of this test was to make sure that it works well. And something that I noticed was there was almost no lag in the game. And the way they did that is this, I think they're pulling the same system that they used in Street Fighter vs. Tekken from a couple years ago. In Street Fighter vs. Tekken, when the game lags, instead of lagging the gameplay, what they did is they will lag the sound. So essentially, if you have a really bad connection, you'll still be able to play really well, but the only thing that's going to cut out is the sound. So it's kind of like they sacrifice sound for gameplay. Now, I don't know how you guys might take this. I didn't like this in Street Fighter X Tekken, but in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it worked really well because, well, Street Fighter X Tekken, when I play Street Fighter games, I need sound to kind of like be more balanced and like play better. But on Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it's when the sound cuts out, so you can keep playing so it doesn't lag. It actually worked out really well. Now, of course, I don't know if this is exactly their plan or this is a bug with the beta. But again, I saw there was no lag to me. There was absolutely no lag, and it's funny too because I was playing on a Japanese server where it should have lagged. So it's like, if they implement this system, this is going to be really amazing for Dragon Ball Z games in the future. Now, remember Battle Z, when it got laggy, it was annoying. Like, it would just keep pausing, and that was pretty much a problem. But if they implement the system and if it works as well as it did in the beta, then you have no worries about lag in the future, which is amazing. That excites me much. That excites me a lot and very much. That's what I meant to say. So that's that. Now let's talk about the actual overall feel of the game. So the game is very much like an RPG. So something that I want to point out is when you choose the clothes for your character, they're not just vanity. Like, you don't just wear the armor because it looks cool, or you don't wear a Goku shirt because it looks cool. Based on the items that you buy for your character, it actually boosts your stats. And I noticed this, like, I learned this the tough way because if you watch my videos, I play with like a shirtless Saiyan, and at one point I was completely shirtless and I just had like Piccolo's turban on, which was funny. But then I realized I kept dying really fast and I couldn't figure out why I kept taking that much damage, and I found out, oh, the reason I'm taking so much damage is because my character is naked and not wearing any armor. So like, based on the items that you add to your character, it does enhance your character overall. So it is kind of like that strategic factor that you have to like figure out. Like if you want to be a tryhard and just be a badass, you can play naked if you want to, but you know, just be prepared to get wrecked. Like I fought Nappa, and you know how Nappa is like, he's wearing his armor and everything. He actually had a lot of defense, and when he was hitting me with his attacks, I was taking a lot of damage. So there is definitely a big RPG factor in the game. And the way it works is every time you fight, you win points / Zenny. So like if you win a fight in the beta, you got 300 Zenny, and if you lose a fight, you got 100 Zenny. And then when you get enough Zennies, you go to the stores, to the store section of Toki City, and then you can buy stuff. I think like attacks, like ultimate attacks were like 3,500 Zenny. Medium attacks were like 700. Then you had like the small ones that are like 100 and 200 apiece. Now for the clothes, like the good clothes were 2,000 Zenny, and the bad, like the weaker clothes were like 1,000 apiece. So like 1,000 for a shirt, 1,000 for the pants, gloves, etc. So that's kind of like how the RPG system works there. And also, the more you fight and the more missions you complete, the more you level up. So actually, if you become like level 10, you will start wrecking everybody that's under your level. Now, I fought a couple high levels. Actually, I fought a lot of high levels yesterday, and I just kept getting wrecked. If you watch my gameplay for the next couple weeks, you're gonna see me losing a lot. Just a heads up, and that's because I found out the hard way that high levels does affect your overall skill level. Because when you level up, you do get skill points that you can enhance for your character, such as attack, defense, ki, etc. So it's like a complete RPG factor to the game, which is something that I really enjoy, and that's awesome. Now for the last section of this video, I want to kind of talk about the overall functionality of the game. So when you're playing, you have 3 bars. One is a health bar, one is like a key bar, and then the third one is kind of like a stamina bar. The stamina bar is basically anytime you block, it takes away from your stamina, and anytime I think anytime when you fly around and dash, it takes away from your stamina. When your stamina hits 0, then basically you're kind of screwed. So if someone throws an ultimate attack at you, and you don't have any stamina and you try to block, you're going to get wrecked. So make sure you always kind of keep an eye on your stamina bar. As far as your key bar, you can fill that up by either doing attacks, getting hit, or by key charging. And based on how much stamina, or based on how many key you have, you can pull off cool attacks such as super attacks, like Kamehameha, punch attacks, dash attacks, things like that. And then if you want to do your ultimate, you need like, I think you need to have a full bar. But then again, I'm not really sure because my character only had 3 bars for stamina. And it took 3 bars to do a special attack. But with Goku and Vegeta and those other characters, they had more stamina bars. So you can definitely level that up and get more of those as well throughout the game. Now, I don't know the details again. This is just kind of what I saw in the game. But stamina is actually very important in this game, and you got to keep an eye on it. As well as your key bar. Key and stamina bar. That's what I want to say. In terms of how the attacks work, everything is tied to your customizable attacks. So for the basic attacks, if you watched my video yesterday, or this past weekend, your basic attacks include square, which is basic melee, triangle, which is like heavy attacks, circle is your key attack, and then X is kind of jump around and do snap behind characters. With snapping and vanishing counts as stamina, so you gotta keep an eye on your stamina bar at all times when you fight. But if you want to do a more advanced attacks, what you do is when you hold R2 or left or right trigger on the Xbox, when you hold R2, it opens up a menu that's square, triangle, circle, and X. And those attacks you can customize to anything, whether they're basic Kamehamehas, basic blast, rush attacks, including as well as transformations and key charge. So you kind of have to like balance out what you want your character to have in every single match. If you hold L2 and R2, you open up another menu, which is actually your ultimate attacks. And for your ultimate attacks, based on what I saw in the beta, you can equip up to 2. So when you buy your ultimate attacks, which consist of things like the Spirit Bomb, the Super Kamehameha, the Super Special Beam Cannon, Hellzone Grenade, you can equip up to 2 for your character. So that's that. Now, as far as the actual functionalities of the game, someone commented saying, I like how offensive-based this game is. If your character is all about offense, you will lose. Something that I learned the hard way as well is every time I try to fight in the game, I always end up getting wrecked because I focus so much on just trying to rush in, do as much damage as possible, and try to win. And I always end up getting wrecked for that because I didn't focus on defense that much. You always have to like be prepared to defend yourself because some attacks do a lot of damage. So just a heads up, be prepared to not just be all offense. You have to focus on your defense, otherwise you will get wrecked. And the final thing I'll kind of cover is the combo system, which I kind of briefly talked about this past weekend. There is an advanced combo system in the game. So like I said, you can chain your basic attacks with your heavy attacks, along with your super and ultimate attacks together really, really well. And of course, it's a combination of flying, punching, dashing. You can combine them any way you want to, based on how you learn to be a fighter in the game. So that kind of comes down to you know, how you want to be in the game. So it's not just basic, you know, punch, 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 blast. I mean, some characters are going to play like that. I mean, some people are going to play like that. But if you want to be truly good and truly, like, wreck anybody online, you kind of have to find a perfect balance between being defensive and then choosing the right combos to do the most damage while sacrificing, you know, certain openings to like defend yourself so you don't get wrecked. So be prepared to learn easily how to play, but if you want to be a true fighter, you'll have to actually understand and like build that skill level in this game to succeed. So that's kind of the basics that I got out of the game. Of course, for the next couple weeks, I'm probably going to be putting out a lot more information videos. I'm probably also going to do the US beta in the next couple weeks as well. So expect more videos around then. And I wonder if they're going to change anything for that. But definitely expect more Dragon Ball Xenoverse content on my channel. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe right now. And if you found this video helpful, you know, be sure to hit that like button below so I know that you guys are excited about the game still. And we'll take it from there. Alright guys, I'm sorry for the super long, informative video. I expected it to be only like 5 minutes long, but there was just so much to cover. But again, if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like rating below. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me in the comment section below. You guys enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see all you awesome people in the comment section below. Peace!